All right, guys, welcome to the July 21st, 2025 meeting of the South Kingstown Recreation Commission. We are here at South Kingstown Town Beach, where we do this meeting every July, and some Julys are nicer than others, and this is a 10 out of 10. So
This is
definitely happy to be here. We'll do roll call. We have from the commission, Joanne Blessing, Sean Johnson, myself, Will Litvin, Matt Frazier, and John Hand. Full crew. Did anyone have a chance to review the minutes of the previous meeting, the June meeting? And if so, would you like to make a motion to approve?
I did. I would make a motion to approve.
Motion by Joanne. Any further discussion? None. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Item 4 is correspondence and public comment. Terry, do you have?
We do not have any
don't.
public comment or correspondence.
Nope. This is good.
We thought we might have a representative from one of the items on here, but we don't. I do have backup information on that for the special use request of the rec center, but
Okay. So we'll close that, move on to item 5, the monthly financial report for June of 25.
yes. So this is, June wraps up the year. This is kind of a preliminary end of year report. Not all of the revenues and expenses have been recorded as of the end of this month. Finance does a lot of closeout tasks that this will change a little bit, but just some highlights. We hit our projected revenue total for programming just at 100%, and about $1,000 over of what our goal was for the fiscal year. We'll notice that some cost centers didn't hit while others exceeded their revenue. Particularly, I'd like to point out the music program. The Guild music program has exploded this year. They actually took in 151% of our budgeted revenue for the music program. So several new instructors. Seems to be I'm
a student of Brendan Moore, so I think he's kind of heads the program, right?
Brendan does a great job. He's our director of the NAP school. So I did want to point out that rec center exceeded athletic programming budget, and I think
The front desk did.
the front desk did too. Which I meant to ask Lenka why we were so far.
Rentals
Rentals of
are
Guild.
back,
Through.
and URI
yeah.
is a big rental.
Oh,
The
that's
stepping
right.
stone. Can you explain the self-support again? That's only at 58.
Yeah. So the Stepping Stone self-support is actually the camp programs, if I'm not mistaken. So summer camp, they're just a little, either they're half day, like Safety First Camp, which is in the summer. Is it that one?
Yep. Two safety first, and then 2 camps.
Okay.
So that's what that item is, and you'll also see Stepping Stone 3%. That fluctuates too, depending on whether we keep our maximum number of students throughout the year, and that's tuition.
Okay.
Terry, I also want to point out park rental income. I didn't realize it was that high, and I think part of that is due to the Civic Rec streamlining the rental process.
Getting the money up
Birds
front.
Getting the money up, they pay right online, makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yes, so that's a good point, Rex. When we move to facility revenue, you'll see we're not at 100% of what was budgeted. We're at 96%. Last year at this time, if you look over to the outside column on the right, we were at 95%. It's still, we're still seeing beach revenue not where we're still budgeting a little bit higher than what we're really ending up taking in, but we're at the mercy of the weather. There's some factors that are really out of our control. But I think we just need to be a little more realistic as we budget forward. And
As someone who's in the beach business, I know why it is. It's the weather apps and their percentages. Like, people look at the percentages, they follow the percentages, and they base whether they're going to go out or not on that. It's like, I've been renting surfboards at Narragansett for the last 20 some odd years, and it hurts us so bad.
Yeah.
Like, because it's always like, it's like this almost every afternoon, and if it says 20 or 30%, people don't go to the beach.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
week showed rain every single day.
Yeah.
You know,
They
he's
don't
not
know.
wrong.
And every
Even
day.
There is a
yesterday.
little bit of that.
What happens in the summertime, all the thunderstorms, it really is pouring in Warwick. But they,
But it's
they
not
hit some
here.
kind of, they hit that ocean.
We are in a bubble, right?
We need
should
to,
get
know.
we
that.
need to publicize that
Public
somehow.
awareness, man. About
Yeah.
the
Pay no
situation.
attention to the weather app.
I've been complaining about Tony Petrarca.
We need a weather
apps
cam.
for a long
We
time.
do. We probably we're gonna have that live camera,
Yeah.
and we
I
probably
gotta
should do
get
live
it.
like some live shots from the beach. Whoever's here, like get on our account and say, look at what. It's a double-edged sword. I mean,
Until the seaweed comes, then we shut it down.
these nice days do bring.
Point the camera the other
we,
way.
We keep the lot closed on Saturday because we filled up. You know, it was a beautiful day. But anyway,
Yeah, you were here Saturday.
it was intense. So that's where we're at on facilities.
I just asked what the 19,000 trips. Just talk about that.
Yes, so we budgeted to revive the trip program this year. We had staffing issues. We had a new hire. That didn't work out. We rehired somebody. There was a gap in timing for that. So we've only been able to attempt one trip so far to promote it, and nobody was interested. It wasn't one of our big ones. So we're still trying to gain some traction with the trip. People want it. It tends to be the much older demographic, and so we have to be more mindful of what we're planning so that it involves and people can handle what we're
Are they?
proposing.
Should it be kind of like marketed directly through the senior center?
We do that. So we do make sure that we're
Take money, like depending on a certain. Are there like a? Is there like a math equation
So,
on how much we could take from? On any
That's
given
very
year?
interesting that you are asking that question because we also have an item on this agenda about funding and pulling funds from the Guild Endowment for our capital project. But
Yeah, you can talk about that.
We
But-
talked,
but
I think
this
we talked
is-
about that on my first meeting. It's 6%.
we're going to revisit that. But to answer your question, the school trustees are they manage. It's called, what's it called? The school trustees. I have it here.
Yeah, I do recall. I don't remember the amount.
6.
I can't remember the name of the group, but they're a committee. Then they are responsible for managing the funds of all of these endowments. And the Guild endowment is the largest, the most significant of all of them. So they monitor their basically their sole responsibility is to monitor
fiduciary.
those funds, and that's what they do. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to that meeting Wednesday to talk about the Guild project. But to answer your question, yeah, there are certain mechanisms in place and they will provide guidance if necessary on those funds.
Thanks.
Any other questions on the
Usually take an extra month or two to lag behind where they
a
send
month or
over?
two, because actually, and then there's an audit, and the audit isn't really completed until close to the end of the calendar year. But for our purposes, we generally would go with August or September, having final numbers, and then if something changes, we would report out on it. And then just quickly on the expenditure side, we're fine on the expenditure side. We did not go over budget on any items. Where you see over budget is only on cost centers that we take in the revenue to cover the cost. Like music, you'll see we're well over on music. Well, that's because we were well exceeded the revenue on the music side too. So you'll notice in parks that we were at about 81% of the budget, and that's just as a reminder because there was such personnel gaps in parks for the entire year. It was a constant challenge. So normally we wouldn't have that 252,000 left in the parks budget because we didn't have staffing. We moved it around to overtime and here and there, but that may go down a little bit too because of the final payroll and that type of thing in June. That may not have hit this report. But otherwise, everything else, even the rec center, we had a similar issue. If you can see, we're at 83% of our total budget for the rec center. Part-time staffing can be challenging, so sometimes we only have one where we budget for two and that type of thing. But otherwise, I think overall we've managed a budget that is responsible and very, very closely watch it closely. And that's where we're at.
What's the 4,337,000 on the top?
That's the total of all, that's our total budget for all of these funds, like the general fund, the guild, PDOB, and the rec center. Here we go.
It's all good.
That's our total budget, so $4.3 million. Any other questions on expenditures? Okay, and then Friends, we just had a couple of activities here. We have the $260. We did get a donation from someone who wishes to remain anonymous specifically for the babysitting program that we have introduced, so that that would cover four registrations, so for scholarships for students to take part in that program. We did promote that. We did not get to utilize those funds, but we're having the program again in the fall, and we intend to coordinate. We reached out to the Johnny Cake Center. We reached out to a couple of other organizations to see if there was anybody interested, but we'll revisit that because I think that's fabulous to have 4 slots for kids who might not otherwise attend the program. And then we have $1,200 that came in for the bench program, which Rex and I have been talking about. It's a victim of its own success. Like, we're running out of spaces where we don't want a glut of benches in any one area. We have to be mindful of park maintenance and how they maneuver around benches, and it's wonderful that people want to remember their loved ones with a bench, but we're starting to get into that.
Are we going to have any opportunity? What about the Old Mountain Field capital improvements? Can we do anything with all of the new hard scape and stuff like that we can memorialize?
So I think what our goal is,
really?
I have a couple of examples of bench programs from other communities.
Yeah.
And what I think we need to do is create our own bench program guidelines and everything, and come up with a master plan for potential bench locations. So when somebody says, I want to purchase a bench, then I can say, all right, these are the options, the locations that are still open.
Yeah.
And then
This one out in the woods is $0. This one's $2,000.
Yeah.
This one,
right now, basically, we just the donation for the bench is basically our cost.
Right.
And I think we could increase the price to be able to build up for replacement and things like that.
Yeah. I think we may have to because it's like
Installation, maybe.
Yeah. Because the lifespan of those benches is only about 15 years or so, and then at the end of 15 years, when they start to break, then what do we do?
Or you put a life cycle on the bench and you say to somebody, this is how long your bench will be.
You could put a 15-year life cycle on the bench and then go back to the donor at that time and ask them if they would like to renew it.
Which is what other communities do.
And they do that. And
Yep.
then if they don't, or you can't get in touch with anybody, no harm, no foul. Now you could sell that
Yeah,
bench.
you put a new bench up.
Yeah, replace it, and it could come up for somebody else. Yeah. Yep.
Part of the funeral costs. All that to
Yeah.
advance,
So
we can definitely.
anyway, that's one of our goals is to really
Okay.
refine that bench program.
Right.
But in the meantime, I think 3 people right now interested in purchasing benches to donate to the park. So I need to work with them and come up with proper locations while I'm developing this program.
Do they do picnic tables as well?
People can. I haven't really had any interest. People want benches. Yeah. It's around right now. It's about $1,800 for a bench.
Yeah.
And that's about
Just
what we
guys start putting brick pathways all over town.
Yeah.
Yellow brick
path.
road. Thanks, Rex.
Wall of bricks. Yep.
Does anyone have any questions on
Just
the?
a quick question.
Yeah, go
Are there
ahead.
any problem accounts? Sometimes there's
Oh,
problem
did I
accounts
not-
to
is
watch
that
or
not in here?
anything, but I didn't notice any. But
Maybe there's not.
It's year. If it's not in here, I apologize. Usually I have a page with problem accounts.
I think overtime was a big one in park maintenance.
It was. So overtime was the major one for parks because
And
of the
electricity.
staffing issue. We were over budget on electricity a little bit, and that's something that we have to look at when we plan the FY 26-27 budget. We will look at what we actually spent and then look at whatever the trends are with electricity, and all utilities are.
Get some solar, some windmills going. That'll go over well. I'm ready for that battle. Do it. Get along here.
So, but a good point, Joanne. Those are the things, and throughout the year we do show you all where we're either having to move money. I will tell you that in maintenance of buildings for the year we're in now, we've contracted with a company that is only cleaning park restrooms. That's what they do, and but that's a cost that we didn't initially budget for, but it's a need, and so actually I sent you an email on that. So we'll be looking at that because we're dedicating funds from Rex's budget, and we may need to move transfer some funds into that to cover that for the year. But
But
it
we're
is
not
a
paying the staff that you ideally wanted to hire.
right.
either.
Correct.
Time for your
Yeah.
staff.
right.
Yeah, it
So-
does free staff up, and I have
You
less
have so
man
many
hours than I did in the past, so it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. So there's a
It's a
monetary
trade-off, yeah.
savings, I would imagine, at some point, or not really.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
from
we
the
shrunk
not
the,
having
the
enough.
seasonal staffing
Right.
time frame, so I don't want to say there's going to be
Right.
monetary savings,
Okay.
but I just want you all to know that we may be over budget in maintenance of buildings in parks, but we will look at the other accounts that could potentially be transferred if we had to into that fund. So I'm sorry, I'm getting in the weeds, but
That's
no
okay.
problem. Thank you very much.
welcome.
And they operate lawnmowers.
No,
I'll make a
just
motion
clean
to
restroom.
approve the
That's it.
monthly financial reports.
Motion by
Or
Joanne,
any other.
second by John. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. On to old business. Update on the capital project status for Old Mountain Field is next. A little
Yes,
bit
this.
of a electrical conundrum.
Hiccup.
Yes, this reminds me a little bit of the rec center project where for months and months and months we had it on the, but it gives you a picture of where we're at, and we are still dealing with the Rhode Island Energy and how the electricity will be brought into the park, and Rex is fully, he knows as much as I do about it. It's an interesting scenario in that we're not allowed to run the electrical connection under concrete, like the concrete patio that's going to connect to the building, to the bleachers, the seating area. Even though, and we really haven't gotten an explanation from Rhode Island Energy, maybe there is one, but they run conduits under concrete all the time. They run them under the sidewalks. So we're trying to get a better understanding, but in the meantime, the clock is ticking, and we are making one kind of last push to try to either understand or get permission to have the electrical connection run the way it's proposed, which is a portion of it goes under the patio over to the transformer. Rex, do you have anything to add?
No, I mean, I guess on the
It's frustrating.
positive thing about this is that we're going to get through the wave season, and
That's true.
and also the kind of the tricky thing in this whole construction project is irrigation of the baseball field that's newly sodded, because we're trying to figure out how to temporarily relocate all the controls and everything for that irrigation panel while the building is torn down. So that's a little bit tricky. So the longer we go right now, it'll make that a little bit easier.
Right.
But we don't want to get up against weather in December and then have to stop
Stall,
construction.
right.
So hopefully, we'll get the okay or a plan very, very soon.
Yes, we have our public services director pulled into this, and also our consultant Beta, Randy Collins. We've all been, there's a lot of dialogue going on, a lot of reaching out to certain contacts at Rhode Island Energy to get some answers.
Right.
It just is it's a difficult situation. So, and if we can't, or if the answer is no, and we get a final word from somebody who's a decision maker, then we will move on to there's a couple of alternatives but we really, until we
Frustrating.
that there's no explanation why is really baffling.
They're just reading like whatever the statute is or whatever their code.
We haven't even seen code that says that. There's no.
Just a no.
Oh, like an arbitrary no.
Pretty much.
Somebody.
So we're
that.
we're doing what we can as aggressively as we can without getting too we need them, so we're doing what we can. And then we will schedule a ceremonial groundbreaking at some point when we do actually put a shovel in the ground, and you all will be notified of that. But that's where we are with Old Mountain Field.
Okay.
Hard hats and a
Yes.
Yeah.
shovel.
Yes.
Always fun.
We did that for the rec center.
That's
It was
right.
fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yep. We did the groundbreaking and the ribbon cutting.
Yep. That was fun.
Item B is the ARPA funded capital project status report.
I'm sure this is in Rex's report, but I just think it's worth mentioning because we're coming into the final, year and a half basically of when the funds have to be expended, and one of them is the Old Mountain Field project. But Rex reported out on the Riverwalk Park fence project, which is completed and beautiful, and he couldn't say enough about it, and we've had really good feedback on that. Red Rock tennis courts. Rex, you want to?
Yeah, so we're working with Bousselet and Sons, and so far they're doing an outstanding job. I couldn't be happier with the progress, the work that I see over there. Everything seems to be spot on. It's a new construction site. When I first met with a contractor over there, he said they want to do more tennis courts in this area, so they want to make this one a showplace. So that was good to hear. And we're gonna, the colors I think over there are really gonna pop. We're gonna do a dark blue and a light blue, like Old Mountain basketball, match school colors. I think it's gonna be really, really nice. Yeah.
And then the other two are just the playground projects, which we're working on that too, and
We're scheduled for a September, October.
that's what I thought.
Which playgrounds are being done?
Fagan Park and Tuckertown
Oh,
Park.
good. I was going to ask about Fagan Park.
Yeah.
That's the closest one for me. So.
Yep.
And then Old Mountain.
Basketball thing gonna be? Sorry.
At Fagan Park?
Yeah.
So the basketball court,
Monument.
Oh, the fountain. The fountain.
oh, that isn't even part of this plan. This plan is just a playground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that monument always gets knocked down.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Okay. All right, guys. New business item A is an application for the Rhode Island Warriors AAU basketball team is asking to rent the rec center gym on August 2nd for their tryouts, which is not open on Saturdays.
We are not open on Saturdays. We have had some special use rentals where organizations have used the building on days that were closed, providing they cover all the overhead costs of staffing and building maintenance, and then on top of that pay the rental fee. The Warriors did do this last year. They were responsible. We didn't have any problem with having them there. And they'd like to do it again this year. So
And they're
it's
agreeable to the conditions, same as last year?
in terms of price. Yes. All
Yeah,
all the
extra
general. They're
costs.
using both courts.
The front desk
Noon to
staff,
6.
Yeah.
They have to pay for the front desk staff and a building maintenance person. So it is, it's a good revenue stream for us. It doesn't conflict with anything, and they've been responsible renters. So we would recommend approval if the commission feels so inclined.
Great. As long as it doesn't
Yep.
conflict with you guys and you have enough staffing to cover it, sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right. motion by Joanne to approve the application, second by Matt. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I don't think I'm supposed to vote, but I like saying aye anyway. All right.
No, you vote.
Do I?
You're a vote. You're
I am
one
a
of
vote.
five. Yes.
You might be the tiebreaker.
Oof. I won't be the tiebreaker. Tiebreakers have bad reputations.
Anything
these days.
other than 5
All right,
in the last 50 votes.
Okay, item B, request for a fee waiver for. Oh no, I'm sorry. No. Let me just read. Item B is a request for a Recreation Commission to waive the Recreation Commission Employment Practice Policy,
yeah.
Section 6.3, for the purposes of filling a seasonal employment position with a limited applicant pool, and this is pertaining to a assistant to the harbor master.
Just a little bit of clarification. It does report up to the harbor master. It's a seasonal watercraft inspection and education attendant. You may have seen in the news, maybe not, lately, the hydrilla, invasive species in
Oh, yes.
Warden's
I've
Pond
seen
and
that.
Indian Lake.
Yeah.
The town has received grant funding. The harbor master has been leading the charge, so to speak, in coordinating to address this issue. It's basically through DEM. We're getting funding for this. We have a boat cleaning station at both of these sites, so that people know, well, they should wash the any weeds, anything that's on the boat when they come out of the water. Make sure they clean their boats off, because if they don't, that's what spreads this invasive species. It goes into other ponds and lakes. And so the grant funding also goes towards hiring part-time people to actually be attendants at the Indian Lake and at Warden's Pond. As people come in and out of the water, it's the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday time frame when it's busiest, to advise people and educate people to keep their boats clean, what this invasive species can do. And so the town is hiring 2 positions, one for Indian Lake, one at Warden's Pond. And I had incorrectly said we had 3 applicants. There were actually 4 applicants. One was not a qualified applicant, but the other 3 were. One of those 3 is a child of our deputy town manager. And so because this falls under the recreation department, and we have a policy in the manual that says no immediate family members of the commission, administration, department heads of town, the policy is that we don't hire immediate family members. That being said, the commission has in the past, when we've had difficulty with hiring lifeguards, sometimes we get siblings, sometimes we've had a supervisor subordinate situation where we've had to come before the commission and say, we need to have you consider waiving this because we don't have options. So the issue with this is we only have 3 candidates, which might not even be enough because there's some of these schedules are going to be split. So that's where we're at with this.
So it's not a direct reporting relationship.
So
It's not a direct reporting relationship.
2 up?
It's 3 up.
3 up. So okay.
And is this, has the decision to hire this applicant in question been made, or
No,
just
no.
to be able to apply, we have to allow?
No, they've applied and they've been interviewed. They're a qualified candidate, but we will not hire them until we get the commission's, if we get the commission's permission to waive this policy, and then the town manager's office also has to be in agreement.
I honestly think for seasonal employees, it is not a problem, especially a part-time employee, and I think it should kind of be opened up for
We
all
can look at it in the
seasonal
policy
employees,
revisions, when we do it annually.
you know,
So
Yeah, I don't have
it's-
to.
Discretion of the.
I don't
It's
have
not
a
like
problem.
a-
You can get a kid that'll wake up for a 7 a.m. job all
Sure.
weekend. I mean, that's pretty
So-
different, right?
I don't have a problem with it either. I'm just wondering, we had, in this instance, 2 other qualified applicants.
they've already been hired. So it's not. We're not looking at one
Okay, I'm
person.
sorry,
So they've
I'm-
been hired, but we still need because one of them can only do 12 hours. a
Okay,
week.
so in this instance, this one individual is really the only qualified applicant
Left.
Left,
At
and
this
that's
point,
why that's what necessitates the request.
Yes.
In essence, it's
Yes.
not to allow them to be a candidate amongst other qualified
No,
candidates.
no,
Okay.
no.
I understand.
They weren't. We didn't have applicants banging down the door for this position. It is
If the need is there in that
The need's there. It's
situation, I
documented
don't-
in the minutes. We've talked about it. We're
Yes.
aware of the situation. It's
Yes.
It's not direct reporting. It's a
No.
seasonal position where we're not dealing with performance reviews or management or anything like that. I mean, I have no issue.
Seasonal.
I don't think this will make
Yeah,
it
I don't have
completely
any
independent.
issue with it either, especially in this situation. And then there's obviously a need, and the grant funding available. So let's use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, motion by Sean,
Second.
second by Joanne. Any further discussion?
Motion as presented here.
As presented, exactly. Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
May I ask a semi-unrelated question? Indian Lake, is there, is that fall under Parks and Rec? Or I
No.
thought that was a private community. Is it just because of the invasive species?
It's because of the invasive species. It does not. We do not manage any freshwater
That's a DEM
bodies. It's DEM, but the town, in partnership with DEM, they've received a grant from DEM. We're trying to help to mitigate
staff case.
this type of problem. Warden's Pond, same thing, right? But we have a boat ramp at Indian Lake and Warden's Pond. Not that we manage them, but they're
there
there.
is one.
There is one, and we've gotten the funding from DEM and the funding, grant funding for the boat washing, cleaning station. So, yeah, but that's a very good question. No, we don't. We're not responsible for the actual water body, but we are in that we're all citizens of the town, and we want to make sure that this invasive species doesn't continue to spread or take hold.
How do we ensure that? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess my only question, I don't want to belabor it. We already voted, but DEM is relying on the town, so they give the grant to the towns to do this, and then hire the people and man the boat launches and stuff. But it wouldn't just be like DEM has other programs where they hire their own seasonal people. Why are they relying on the infrastructure and the hiring process of the town, no matter where it is?
Well, it's a very good question. This is not an ongoing program, right? So the town got X amount of dollars.
Right.
Okay, we're going to be good stewards and help to try to raise awareness of this. I think South Kingstown is the only town that's at this stage. There's other towns that lakes and water bodies are experiencing this. This is not, this isn't a long-term fix.
Right,
This
but I was
is
just wondering, there's no other communities that have
Not
DEM
yet.
launches don't have education officers?
I think DEM is attempting to, and I could be wrong, so this is my understanding, that they're seeking out the cities and towns' assistance to try to raise awareness of the problem.
And we don't have hydrilla in ASA.
Not that I'm aware of.
We don't have boats on these.
Not a lot.
There's a little ramp there, yeah.
Little
yeah.
Well, there's a ramp,
Yeah,
right,
but
but,
it's
okay.
not like a lot of it.
Yeah.
The pond is so choked out.
And there's no motors in there, so. Yeah.
And are we? How do we?
Very lively volleyball game.
Oh yeah.
Are we gonna Are we thinking of making an adjustment to the policy? When would that
Not
happen?
right now.
Well,
Not today,
we do
but-
our annual review in the fall.
Yeah.
You all see what the recommendations are. We can certainly make a note to revisit this.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
Make a note
yes,
to revisit
yep.
because I think just adding a line at the discretion of, maybe we consider not even bringing it here. So
But we don't
I mean, the
see
policy
so
probably
many of
came in
them.
good.
Yeah,
with good intentions to avoid nepotism. but,
I
you know.
agree. I mean,
Conflict of interest.
honestly,
Curious what other
even
language is
in
there.
the years of being on the commission, I don't know how many times we have had to vote on
Yes.
this similar thing, but it's really only
It's
been
very rare,
a
but
few times
yeah.
in many years. So
Yeah.
But I do think it's unnecessary for seasonal or part-time employees to worry, like kids, like signing up to be a lifeguard or a camp counselor, like to have your kid be excluded from being a lifeguard here at the town beach. Like, what's
Well,
the
if the
long-term
parent, if the
gain?
parent is the
You know what I
direct,
mean?
if
Like-
is the
Yeah,
parent is the
like,
direct.
I mean, we could see
boss
it, but it's
or,
so
you know.
rare. Like, I don't know. It's
Well,
worthy.
yeah,
of-
like
talk
it's
about
not
it.
like
Yeah.
wow, he's really
Yeah,
gonna
we'll talk about it
gain a
at the
lot.
review of,
Yeah.
unless this body wants to change it before then.
No, no,
No,
No.
Fall.
Okay,
I
fall's
like
good.
approaching it as a waiver and then not changing the policy to accommodate. That happens in a separate process. Two separate
Yeah.
processes here. Right? Keep that.
Okay. Item C is a proposal to seek authorization from the town council to allocate up to $850,000 from the Neighborhood Guild Endowment Fund for partial funding of the guild renovation project. Which is
Yes, so you may recall, in May, I discussed this with the commission, but there was no request for any type of motion. You are aware that we have capital dollars, a bond, with a balance of $800,000 for improvements for the neighborhood guild. We've been out to bid to have major infrastructure improvements at the guild. The bid, all of the bids exceed what we have in the bond funding, and essentially what we're looking to do, and I've discussed this with the finance director. I've put a memo together, which is in your packets, but it basically is the request for authorization through the town council has to authorize any expenditure of funding from the guild endowment. And so what I'm asking tonight is for the commission to consider supporting through a motion the request to the town council to authorize additional funding through the guild endowment fund to close the gap between the bond and what the bid amount was. And just as a frame of reference, the guild endowment fund balance, not just the interest income, but the endowment. This might be a little bit old information, but it was at $21.3 million. We draw off of the interest income, investment income, interest income, and that's how we fund our operating annual budget. About half of our operating annual budget for the guild. What we're seeking is for the council to consider authorizing from the principal. There's up to a certain percentage that legally can be authorized. The council in past years had set it at, I think, 3.5%, but legally I believe it's 5% on a state statute. But again, the town solicitor will guide the town council on that. But we would like to have the council consider authorizing that funding. If we don't have a building, we can't carry on the legacy of the neighborhood guild. And that is the bottom line.
Yeah.
And that high bid is high, but it's only going to be higher the further
Right.
away you go.
Yes, and we have a bid on the table. We have and the bidder is holding his bid even though it went beyond the original 90-day window. So this is where we're at. So we'd like.
You have to maintain.
The bond is stationary if like that 800,000 stays put for, or is there a time?
We need to spend it. I mean,
Yeah.
we've had that bond for over 10 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or longer. It's been
Yeah.
longer than maybe going on 20
probably
years.
could have done the whole
We've
job
spent
for
down
that then.
some of it on an elevator, on a staircase. There's been on boilers, I think. So there's things that infrastructure that we've used some of it, but this is going to take care of windows. It's going to take care of the front alcove, which is really in really tough shape. HVAC is it? Sadly, it's not. You're not going to really see. It's all basically the bones and infrastructure that really need shoring up.
Quick question on the bond. It was originally approved for 800.
No, $1 million. So we've utilized
Okay.
a couple $100,000.
How many years ago?
I want to say 2007, maybe.
Okay, so my question is, what happens with the 800 from 2007 until today?
Good question. I don't think it's like it's been. I don't know if it's been. What do they call it? Activated or?
It was never invested. It just it stays.
Yeah, was
Yeah.
it released yet?
Released, right. So a portion has been. That's a finance question.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
I'm just
know the
curious, when you have
ins and
like
outs.
money like that then obviously all of these projects get more expensive the longer that time
Mm-hmm.
goes on. We obviously maybe didn't have to do Windows 20 years ago, but whatever, you know. And the principle that obviously it was for general improvements, it wasn't really earmarked. It was
No,
like
it was
that-
earmarked.
Okay.
And it's pretty true to what this bid is, which is really Windows, HVAC.
But
You
the
know,
price has gone way up.
yes,
But the principle of the bond,
hasn't.
we
yeah.
receive interest income and investment income from anything else, and from 2007 to today, if we were to have invested $800,000,
It's on our, to expense.
Yeah, who
So
issued the
it's their
bond?
job
yeah,
to-
yeah. Maybe I
their
just
job
don't.
to
I don't
earn
totally
interest on
understand
it.
municipal finance.
Right.
I
Either.
guess.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
It would be great.
Is there-
Hopefully they have.
that money
done
Well,
it,
because it's such a
but-
unique
Oh,
situation
no,
to
it
have
would have
the
been the
bond
town,
approved,
right?
to not expend the money, and then for it to be almost 20 years later. You know what I'm saying, guys? So that's my.
I would think finance might have. Hopefully they invested. I have no idea,
Because
but-
now we're going back and now we're asking to take, principal from our
And what
endowment.
exactly how much are we asking for? What is the gap?
Up to 850. Up to.
The gap is more like
top.
$755,000. But we'd like a little leeway in case.
Yeah.
This is an old building.
happening,
If we get, if we're looking at potential, I know there's a certain window we're looking at, but there's a lot of, historic value in the building. There
Yeah.
could be the necessity to,
I think that's smart.
upscale certain
Right.
things to keep some historical integrity of certain areas of the building. I just think we're better off with a not to exceed amount
Right.
that has a little wiggle room.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Go
idea.
back to roof.
I'm agreeable to this. It's just I would love to understand more on why, if 20 years goes by, like the grant can't be, or the bond can't be inflation adjusted or something. I don't know, because the
I
money
can't
wasn't
answer
spent
that. Yeah.
and has grown. Somebody benefited the town.
Hopefully the town
Hopefully.
has.
I'm pretty sure the people who buy invested municipal bonds, they do get income from that.
Yeah.
But the bond, probably the receiver of the bond stays put. Pretty sure that's how it works. You invest
But
in
we
a
never receive-
You
Really
invest
get
in
a
a
full-
municipal bond, you
Yeah.
might get 3% on your investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
We had that money from
wider
when they
question.
bought that bond.
Yeah.
Just wonder where that
I just
money
don't
is.
understand
Yeah.
the process, so
It's
sorry
it's
for.
flat. Pick
I'll read up
I'll
on
make
it
a
too, guys.
motion to approve up to $850,000 for the neighborhood guild endowment fund.
Can I just clarify that? It's really to support the request
to go to town
Okay.
of
council.
town council, just
Yeah.
to
Okay.
clarify the language.
Make a motion to support the request.
You're looking
For 700,000.
Up to, yeah, there's a gap of about 700 to 755. This memo was from June 11th, so we've,
Okay.
but anyway, we're,
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like it's of the time is of the essence. So,
Yeah.
especially with so much time, it's like something that might come under comment too.
Okay. Motion by Joanne to seek authorization from the town council to allocate up to $850,000 from the Neighborhood Guild Endowment Fund for partial funding of the Neighborhood Guild renovation project. Second by Sean. Any further discussion?
John.
Oh, John. Sorry, John. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved. Okay. Item D is a status report for the new Park mobile app use at Town Beach and Moonstone.
yes, so the Park Mobile app is Moonstone Beach Road only right now, but it's kind of in a test phase, and it's going, as I mentioned in my agenda summary, notwithstanding the initial theft of the QR code signs off the poles, which Rex was really quick, we put those right back up. It's going very well in that people I mean, people use these apps all over the place. Like, if we
Absolutely.
sit around this table, I think every one of us has used a parking app. Maybe not, but it seems to be going well. I think I gave you, we're at
Yeah.
$5,100, which is significantly higher than if we were selling the day passes at the gate at the town beach. It's a convenience. Seems to be working very well. I am going to follow up with the police department to see how the CSOs, the community service officers, are doing, because they are the ones that monitor the stretch, and there's an app to see whether or not a license plate that's parked there has actually paid, and it's a live app. Haven't gotten a report back on that yet, but we're very pleased with how it's going.
Is there any provision? I know we have a lot of people, communities that have the beach pass that we provide, or
That you can use that too. It's either or, right? So if you have a sticker and you're on Moonstone Beach Road, you don't have
doesn't
to
matter.
use them.
Okay.
And there's a sign there that says that you either need to have a beach sticker, transferable pass, or you can pay by using the QR code.
Those we provide free of charge. They would
What?
just get the beach sticker anyway, right? They would get the sticker on the car.
They
no matter
purchase.
Well,
the
they
sticker.
buy it.
It's a season
If they
sticker.
have the
what. Don't we provide some free of charge to different?
Very, very few, but yes.
But then they would have to.
But then they'd have the sticker, and then that'd be fine.
And then they
over
would
there at Kingstown.
Yes, correct. We have elderly abatement, like, so there's a,
That's what I'm asking.
Senior
sort of
citizen
the benefits
pass.
that happen here would also transfer over. onto
Yep.
that
Native
Kingstown Beach.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So that's going well, and then the parking arrangement here at the town beach, some of you were commenting on it before the meeting started, but we have allocated lot 4, which is the lot closest to the entrance, for parking after 9 p.m., free public parking. It's to help alleviate some of the issues on Moonstone Beach, on Matunic Beach Road. We've had, it's been kind of, incremental in terms of people being aware of it, but it is being used. We put up a new cable gate after the lot 4 entrance. That is a little bit, we've had some challenges there because people are parking in the 3rd or the 2nd lot, and then after 9 p.m. they can't get out because we lock the gate. Even though we do announcements, our security will announce the beach is closing in half an hour. If you are in, please move to lot 4. Our security will walk around to see if there's anybody here to let them know. We have had people locked in. We've had people undo the screw, the
Eye bolt for the
eye
cable.
bolt for the cable. The post has been removed, the wooden post that has the cable. So
Ratchet set.
we're working through a few issues.
People get creative when they're just. Yeah.
Yes, nobody wants their car locked in, but
Nobody drive it too
I
much
think
as
it's
they
nothing
get to
that's
4.
insurmountable.
It's
And we
clear,
haven't
the
seen,
signs are clear, but I mean,
it's going to take time. We haven't seen like an excessive amount of trash or
That's
anything
good.
like that in lot 4. So
Have you heard if it's being used a lot?
it's being used.
Tried
miss
it
it.
so far.
Yeah, we've all used it.
I think this past
Not at the same
weekend
time, but-
was busy, not busy, but there were people
I
parking.
thought it'd be a good test Friday because it's sold out at Ocean Miss and it's busy. It's the middle of July, and it's
Yeah.
summer night. Like
Yep.
that would be the time that the overflow parking.
5 or
would
6
happen.
other cars.
I think
when
people
went
may
2 years ago.
think that it's a long walk.
Yeah.
And it is, but
But on
I
a
don't
summer
know where
night-
else people park. Like,
Yeah,
are they
right.
all YouTube? Are you Ubering
Ubering,
down there?
yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
So we have little
And is-
tweaks,
Is
but
the
I think it's
owner advertising it at
Zero.
all, or
He's
doing
out.
anything?
no, and we
Shuttles,
reached out, we
nothing?
met, we talked about it. Kevin, and I respect Kevin. He certainly knows this community. He thinks it's kind of an organic thing that people will, and it has been for us. It's been kind of beneficial in that we've slowly moved into having this available. So we posted it on, not like anybody goes to our website, but we posted it on the website. Just we could promote it via Facebook, but I think we're, like I said, we're dipping our toe in. People will figure it out.
Let people figure it out.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
like a
disagree
good
with
thing
him.
to know
Yeah, I
that
think-
you won't get a parking.
Word will get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
over time.
Yes, and so this gives us a chance to do these things, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, the cable's not working
Soft
because
opening.
people are,
Yeah.
you know, they don't want to be locked in, so we'll figure that out. But I thought it might be a little worse. Like, I thought it might be worse. I thought we would get slammed and we wouldn't be able to handle the
I mean,
throngs
you
of
know,
people.
quite honestly, a couple little Park Mobile QR codes in the lot.
Well, that's something we would consider too. Is that maybe it's a reduced fee next season that we
Sure.
put in that lot and say after 9 p.m. You know, scan
Yeah,
the code,
because I mean, just
or use it for the
Bluestone Beach
yeah.
Road, just in those, how many spots are even there?
But still, that's a beautiful beach, and you're right
It is.
there. You know.
I mean, they did,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
almost 2,400 July.
That's great.
and
That's great.
July's not over.
July's not even over.
Right, July's not over. It's partial.
It's gonna do
So
it
we
for
will
customers.
we have talked about, you know, looking at the app for
Yeah.
parking here, not to replace a season pass or any of those
No.
things, but it would alleviate cars queuing up. Oh, you
Yeah.
want to pay by app? You can go in, scan, and then we'd need to have somebody monitor it and check and see that cars that don't have a sticker or whatever. So there's
They'll pay for itself,
definitely,
though,
yeah,
That
definitely.
would have been one of the people in the front doing the, you know.
In the front, at the
At
gate.
the
Yeah,
gate.
correct. Correct. So it's,
Great.
we're cautiously optimistic that we're moving in the right direction.
Sounds it.
All right.
Thank
Division
you.
reports. Whoever would like to go first.
I'll go, sure. I'm pleased to announce that we are finally, I'm feeling like we're filling our staff positions with very qualified people. Our most recent hire, Ricky Everett, he comes from a long history of landscape maintenance and construction. He hit the ground running, and we're very pleased with that. To add to our already qualified staff, and then we have been interviewing and recently made a recommendation for our final full-time position. I'm really excited about the candidate there, has a lot of horticulture knowledge and experience, so feeling good about that. The only unfortunate thing is that our seasonal positions have been reduced this year due to state labor laws, so we're going to lose our seasonal people around mid-October, which is much earlier than usual. But then that leads into the other solution to this problem is one of the things we've always struggled with is dedicating a person to clean all park restrooms during the course of the day. And they have to be cleaned every day, at least checked. And so the solution we came up with was hiring a private janitorial service, which other communities do. North Kingstown, Narragansett, I think Charlestown does. And so I contracted with M&B Janitorial Services after going out to bid, and it's the same company that North Kingstown and Newport uses. And so far, they've been on board for about 2.5 weeks, doing an outstanding job. I mean, the restrooms have never been cleaner. I don't have to send a guy out in a truck every day to make the rounds for 4 hours or more. So that's a step in the right direction. It's about a $35,000 a year contract, but you know, if we offset that other hidden costs, fuel and vehicle maintenance and all that stuff, hourly wages and everything, so, and the quality of service, I think is going to be much, much better than it has in the past. Terry mentioned, we've talked about Broad Rock tennis courts. That's well underway and doing great. I just mentioned the beach, another outstanding beach condition. I mean, we all know,
looks
and so I just threw that in there.
As you should, Rex.
Yeah.
A lot of positive feedback about that.
Definitely.
Seaside Classic was recently held at Tuckertown Park. They utilized Ninigrid also for the tournament and probably a couple other fields.
Right.
URI, but it was a kind of a
How's that
last minute
URI?
request for Tuckertown because I guess they didn't have enough fields at some of the other locations. So that worked out really well. They always do a great job at Tuckertown. Clean up when they're done. Just to update everybody on the the Trevor Stoutenberg Memorial Half Pipe Project for Old Mountain Field. That group has, I think they've pretty much met their fundraising goal, and we also just received grant funding through the state, and Carol McEntee presented a check to us the other day, and the group, $1,000 grant to add to that.
That's awesome.
So I'm finalizing plans, and then we'll probably have to get some 3 written quotes to have that done. But I'll be working with this group over the next couple of months to get
How
going on
exciting.
that.
Mm.
Yeah. And I also wanted to mention, this is a new position called the streetscape maintenance person. It's really just somebody that's going to work part-time to help keep Main Street, the visible corridor of Main Street, clean. Water plants, and we're installing some new planters on Main Street. And this was it's a partnership between the town and the Wakefield Village Association to kind of spruce up that whole Main Street area. So that's kind of fallen under our purview to manage this position, to manage the planters and all that. So.
And how far up do you go?
It's basically
Into our lawn or what?
so it's going to be. I mean, in writing, it's from High Street all the way up to Starbucks.
Oh wow.
But I think initially it's just going to be that,
Yeah.
like High Street to maybe like
Just
Columbia
before
Street.
Lighthouse View.
Yeah.
Those past Purple Cow or
Yeah,
Stedman.
right around that area. That's the most visible area.
Gotcha.
I have staff scheduled for early Wednesday morning. We're going to go in and do a one-time cleanup of cutting down all the weeds. I've got highway scheduled with a street sweeper to come in and just get a nice fresh start for this person that can go in and maintain and not have to be overwhelmed
Really
with all
nice.
the sidewalk weeds and everything. So.
That's great.
But we're struggling to fill this position. It's a 20-hour-a-week position, and we only have one person on the hook right now that might be able to do 10 hours a week, and we don't have anybody else. So we'll take even 10 hours and hit. All right, these are the most critical parts. So yeah.
Sorry, 20
Who
hours
wants
per
to
week.
read in the heat?
Well, get somebody from out of town.
Rex, because if you got a townie, then
They're just not gonna they're just gonna be waving all day long.
Yeah.
I mean,
So one of the responsibilities of this position is there's going to be 6 new trash barrels on Main Street. So that person will also be responsible for emptying those barrels daily.
right.
Yeah.
Boombox Santa guy.
Oof.
Multi-
We have to do the.
Trash barrels.
Christmas in July.
It's just like you put
Yeah,
trash barrels, it
exactly.
creates trash, and it would be such a shame to like have more trash than the barrel can even maintain.
So can we keep? Is that like a definite forever? I mean, if there's like a problem with it, can we like get rid of the barrel?
That's not my call.
Oh. Okay.
I think it's something that's gonna be a work in progress.
Yeah.
We're gonna say, well, all of a sudden we have more trash than we can deal with. Maybe there'll have to be more funding for more people, or
But we're never going to be able. Once you start
Offering trash barrels.
I mean, you could offer it all over the place, and they become full.
Yeah.
Well, we
know.
saw that at Green Hill.
People
Yes,
go clean their car out
and
there and
it's
stuff.
It's just
Like it's a it's an uphill battle,
believe me, I know that more than
Yeah.
over the years. Yeah. I used to add more trash barrels because we had litter.
Right.
Had more trash barrels.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually pulling back and
Yeah.
removing trash barrels and finding not as much litter.
Well, when
we did our Japan family trip this year, and you can't find a trash barrel, and I've never seen cleaner streets.
to parks and
There's a reason. It's like
Yeah, it's because you really get in trouble if you litter, and you have to everybody
You
knows
pack
to
it
pack
in,
your
pack
trash
it out.
in.
Yeah. And it's just
I think in our parks,
parks especially, I would love more of
a pack it in, pack it out initiative eventually. So maybe beyond this conversation
Yeah.
tonight,
Let's keep
But-
the doggy bags there, though. We need to be able
Oh,
to get-
definitely.
But,
No,
you know,
dog.
you can't help it because the dogs
Yeah,
have to go.
yeah.
They're not going to
You
wait
can't take
until
that
they
in your
come
car.
home. But
I think
Only if they take
I
it
also
with
think the
them.
Wakefield Village Association is going to have to step up to help me if we're going to put, because it's really a partnership with them, and they're the ones that are requesting a lot of this, and so
Okay.
I really, and in my opinion, I think they need to take ownership of some of these things.
I think so too. I think
Yeah.
you be careful what you wish for. I
Yep.
mean, the worst case scenario is that now we can't keep up with it, and it falls back on the parks department because we have this person, and now these trash barrels there's tons of stuff, people coming in throwing things that shouldn't be in the barrels, trash on the street
their
now.
cars.
Now we're cleaning up the street. It's just,
Yeah,
I'm not to be, a downer on the whole idea. I love the regentrification idea and beautification, but of the gardens and the weeding
we have
and everything.
some of the same concerns, and hopefully that can be worked through. Yeah,
Yeah.
How many weeks is this going on? Is this all year?
this position, this person.
Yeah.
No, it's really just it's a seasonal position, and then so there's not a definite plan, but there's some ideas as to when this position ends, and either remove the trash barrels, maybe create put a cover on them, create a planter out of them. There's different ideas floated out there, so it's a work in progress.
Will's gonna go make those planners out of them right away. Just like you don't even have to do it.
Well, I just,
Do it on his own
I
time.
hate, it bothers me more than anything is to see trash on the street or, just not, and even to nobody's fault, the wind can blow stuff out of barrels, and you're just inviting more critters and everything into the main street area. It's just like, I don't know how how this whole thing was.
We understand.
Yeah.
The Broad Rock courts, is that tennis only or is that
Tennis only, yeah.
Tennis only. Tennis
Yep.
only.
Yep.
Someone was asking.
Yep.
No, tennis only. Glad I was right.
Couple of minor vandalism things. We had our usual Green Hill Park restroom vandalism. Seems like once a year
It's an
or so.
annual thing.
Is that?
It's an annual thing.
Yeah.
The smashing of the urinal.
Yeah.
Or something.
It's a rite of
Last year it
passage
was
for
a
the-
fire.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have.
Oh, I did have a question for you.
Yep.
Oh, can I ask about the playground at Wakefield Elementary? Is there any updates with that? Saw some chatter.
I did put together a budget number. So with my staff, we put new surfacing down, which I reported on several months ago.
Yeah.
I don't have any money in my budget to do anything with it, but I did put a recommendation and a budget together, and I haven't.
And that's not ours still, right? That's still the school department, the
That's
playground
correct.
there?
That's correct.
School department, okay.
Yeah.
So there is still,
I know that's-
there's discussion around housing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the focus is on the South Road School property. More
Housing.
immediately, a more immediate focus. But I don't think there's been a decision made on the Wakefield. There hasn't been a firm that I'm aware of decision made on the Wakefield Elementary School property.
And if we kept that playground for Parks and Rec, we would need the budget to maintain.
We
that.
would need to.
And
Yeah.
at that point, it'd probably be my recommendation to replace it
Replace it
with the new structure.
with structure.
Yeah.
Not do away with it. We're not raising it or anything. It's just need money to update, maintain. That would stay with the Sawatucket Park part.
Yeah,
with whatever
it would be
they
part of
end
the
up doing
park.
with the school building part.
Would be great to know what they were going to be doing with the school building, so we could really be thoughtful about
Yeah.
the playground
Yep.
and use of it all as a larger location, because it's such a great spot for the
Oh.
community.
Yeah.
It really is. Yep.
Well, yeah, hopefully their plan will include, definitely at a minimum being able to save the playground and offer that to the community through us would be a natural fit.
Right.
So.
And I think parking is very important there also.
Yes,
Parking
of course.
is very
Yeah,
important
for the
for
town
Main
too,
Street.
and I would imagine the other groups like Wakefield Village Association and whatnot, especially now with the increased use of Sawatucket Park. They're doing some events in the park. We'll see how the
The Renaissance.
That Renaissance
Renaissance
Fair
Fair
is
does
in
coming up.
August.
Yeah, and they just had
River Fire.
a kickoff for the River Fire. Yeah.
That was a second river fire
Oh, that was second.
last week. They'll have one in August, one in September, and I think one in October.
Great. It's great to see it used. Like,
It is.
Lenka.
Okay. In June, we held our annual fishing derby. This one's cool. It's not my hobby, if you will, fishing, but it is cool because it's different. It's not, like our standard sports programs or anything. It's very unique. We do it in partnership with Snug Harbor as well as saltwater anglers, and DEM. So DEM provides the poles for us to use. Saltwater anglers are awesome volunteers. They set up the poles with the worms. So they love it. No, they do. They do all the touching of that event. It's not my favorite part.
That wasn't in your job description when you.
Touching fish.
That falls under everything else, if you will.
Right. As needed.
Yeah.
As
Exactly.
assigned.
Strong attendance again, so we had 60 sign up, 50 participants, 9 walk-ins, which we always kind of count on. Because it's a free event. We do ask for registration, but they don't always show up, so we do take all the walk-ins as they come. Snug Harbor also provides the prizes, and all the participants walk home with, or they leave with a goodie bag. So it's a cool event. So it went really well this year. And then June itself really was prep mode for summer camp, as well as getting the beach staff ready, because we do weekends only through about mid-June. And then summer camp started the last full week of June. Or not the full week, because we had half week. No, we had a snow day to make up for with the first week of camp. So camp was moved to a Tuesday through Friday. And then we had another half week again with 4th of July. So we went to start the summer with 2 4-day weeks, which actually wasn't bad. So it was a good lead in to get our staff up, into summer mode of working full time, which can be challenging. So right now we're hitting almost like our midway summer peak of summer camp, and camps are running well. I would now knock on, but we've had a lot of camps with wait lists, and we're working off the wait list. A new feature this year with Civic Rec with the wait list is we can invite people via email. Civic Rec sends a one-time 24-hour link. You can click the link and sign up, so you don't have to open registration like we have done in the past, increase the number to account for the wait list, pull it offline to hope that someone online doesn't sneak into the spot without going on the wait list. So this does it for us automatically. And so we're training the public to constantly check your email. There's a feature also where from your account you can check your waitlist status. So it tells it, which we never used to give that information out, because then people would be calling all the time. Where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? Now it says it. So you can we'll tell people, log on, check it from home. You can keep it updated. We'll send you an email when you're ready.
It's nice.
It's awesome.
Very transparent.
Exactly. So it's been a lot of learning of Civic Rec and kind of changing on the fly as we discover new things with it, but it's definitely an improvement, and it's been well received.
Great.
Yeah. And then, the rest of the month we just had our general programming, but the focus really in June is camps.
87 campers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really nice participation.
And the beach
Yeah.
looks great. The staff seems to be working out well.
Yeah.
We'll be staffed with lifeguards through the duration, you think, or what?
That's always the plan.
Okay.
We typically find out about now, actually, probably by the end of this week into next week, the college, when school's going to start. Orientation with our younger ones who are freshmen have to go back a little bit earlier, so we're going to start getting that feedback soon to see what the rest of summer is going to shake out like. Any questions?
Questions, guys?
Sounds great.
Want to make a motion to approve the division reports?
Make a motion to approve the division reports.
Motion by Joanne. Second by John. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. We're skipping a month.
Oh yeah.
Our next meeting will be Monday, September 15th at 6:30 back at the Guild.
Could be a long couple months.
May I say, you could come to the concert on August 18th here, which
Yeah.
is when the meeting would have been. So
I think that's a great idea. Back
Who's
in the
playing?
beach.
we can take attendance. You could call the
playing
meeting
at
to
that
order.
Guess
Guess
method.
method.
Coldplay.
Guess method.
So don't bring your girlfriend.
Oh, jeez. All right, guys. Thank you so much. So Monday,
thank you.
September
This is beautiful.
15th at the Guild, and then
We just need a motion to adjourn. Motion by John.
I'll second.
Second by Joanna.
second by Matt.
Bye, Matt.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.